Hello, McFluffy52 here, back with some more March of the Machine action, and today we are playing a deck that I like to call Doggo Reanimator because we're playing a Mardu Reanimator with two new amazing cards, and those cards are Invasion of Tolvada, which is a 5 mana, 5 defense counter battle for 3 generic, 1 white, 1 black. When it enters the battlefield, you can return target non-battle permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Now this is amazing because you can return anything, not just creatures, but also it doesn't have this huge white mana restriction like Invoke Justice does, which has 4 white pips in its mana cost, so you have to heavily skew your deck and your mana base towards that, or basically potentially never cast it if you run into any sort of mana troubles. Now, the other cool card that we're playing here is 6 mana Kroxa and Kunoros. It's a 6/6 with Vigilance, Menace, Lifelink, which is an amazing body, but Kroxa and Kunoros can also return creatures from the battlefield or from the graveyard to the battlefield. That's why we're calling it Doggo Reanimator. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, you may exile 5 cards from your graveyard. When you do, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So this can allow us to return creatures in specific, but it also is an amazing body that can also return things. So that's the really cool thing about Kroxa and Kunoros to me. And so we're trying to build around this. We have some tools here to help us fill our graveyard. One of them that I think will be pretty interesting to play around with is Mishra's Command. Now this is X mana and a red, and then we get to choose 2. We can choose target player. They may discard up to X cards and then draw a card for each card discarded this way. So this is how we can mass discard our hand while also choosing one of these other abilities, which is X damage to target creature, X damage to target planeswalker, or we can give something haste for just 1 mana, or even buff its power and toughness. Or sorry, its power. So that's Mishra's Command. That's why we're playing it. It can help us discard more of our hand. Of course, we're playing Fable, and besides that, we're also playing Elder Dragon War here. With the second chapter, it allows us to discard any number of cards, and then we get a dragon at the next chapter. But yeah, we can discard any number of cards, draw that many cards. This will help us flood our graveyard and hopefully be able to use Kroxa's enter the battlefield or attack trigger effectively. Besides that, we're playing Phyrexian Fleshgorger because it can be on 3 mana, or we can reanimate it as like a full 7 cost spell or creature. So that's the idea of this. Hopefully we can do this on the rank ladder. Just go ahead and see how we can do. The full deck list is in the description below, so if you have any questions about it, you can see on AetherHub there. You can also feel free to ask me questions in the comments below, or join the Discord server in the description and talk to me there. Alright. Also, if you enjoy videos like this, consider subscribing. It helps out the channel a ton. And let's get into the games. I'm not going to try and pronounce our opponent's name. I think this hand will actually be pretty good. We have Cut Down for turn 1. Well, maybe we won't play out Takanuma for it. We'll play out Caves of Koilos, maybe. Alright, well, our opponent didn't really play anything. I'm going to just go the Sundown Past. We do have Cut Down for early creatures. We have Sunset Revelry for aggro. So we hopefully will be okay here. No reason to play Sunset Revelry. Sunset Revelry when you're on the draw is a little bit worse, funny enough. Now that is a little annoying, but not too much of a problem because we're hoping to fill our graveyard anyways. We'll go ahead and play out this land. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. They discarded one of their Lilianas, which is interesting. Our opponent's also playing Mardu, so I wonder if they're playing a similar deck here.
I'm tired of your secrets.
I think we just go ahead and get rid of Cut Down. Alright, we will go ahead, play out the land, and we'll play out Fable to be a breaker because it can also potentially ramp us. I imagine our creature is probably going to get removed by this Liliana, but we can hope. We can hope. Ooh, they go for their own Fable. Are they going to tick up is the question. Each player discards a card.
You won't be
I
outsmarted.
don't think we need the Elder Dragon War here then. And we can go ahead, discard any number of cards. I think I'm going to decline because we got the Invasion of Tolvada to help us reanimate things. And go ahead and opponent got Lily down early This is probably actually the worst thing that could have happened to us. Because our opponent's going to make us sacrifice half our permanents. Oh, that did absolutely nothing. I was hoping that we would at least draw a card. But I miscounted. Okay, well. Could have gained 3 life with it. Opponent's going to presumably tick down Liliana.
I have bigger Sorry, don't bother begging.
Kinda expected this, but hey, they did not tick it up again, which honestly would have been worse. If they ticked it up again and then ticked it down, that would have been worse. We certainly do not care. We're going to take, wait, no, cancel. We do not care for this. We will gladly sacrifice this. We get to keep our lands here and our treasure token. So that was annoying, but I don't think it was as crippling as they hoped. Atali, though, with Shieldred's Restoration. Now that is actually very cool. An invasion of Fiora. You are... They took our invasion of Fiora here. That's crazy. I mean, they don't really need to choose anything here. That is not good. Wow. We just really got Liliana just straight up. We did not find any Mishra's command. That is our one tool here to get rid of the Liliana without having an early game creature. That's bad. That is bad. Because they can start drawing cards because Marchesa's Monarch aspect here. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you haven't been dealt damage since your last turn, draw a card, lose 1 life. Hopefully our opponent finishes off here quickly because this is not going to be winnable in the slightest. Oh, that is unfortunate. Okay, opponent. Shieldred, yeah, that'll do. Remove all counters from our land, very nice. I gotta remove the counters from their Fable to get another Goblin, which would have been funny. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Not a single land drop since our since the Liliana. Yeah, that was about as non-ideal of a start as it could have gotten. Hopefully this next game. I played one game where I absolutely popped off with this deck, so I felt like I should share it. And I really do like these new cards. I think there's potential for them. I don't know if this is the most optimal shell here, but hopefully we do alright. Okay, we gotta cut down. This didn't really help us out last time when our opponent dropped a Liliana at turn 3. Is that just gonna be... I feel like I don't see that many Lilianas. Hopefully we draw into a 4th land here and we can just chill out. Okay, we drew into a 4th land, which is good. We can drop the Elder Dragon War and then like mass discard here. Get rid of all of these cards probably. And whatever we draw, and then maybe we can reanimate them with, or reanimate the Atraxa or the Atali with our Kroxa. Though we could also potentially run into an invasion of Tolvada, which would be amazing. Though if our opponent plays a creature, maybe we'll cut it down still. That's not a cut down target. Opponent is playing Abzan, white, green, and black here. Are they going to, oh no, they're playing Atraxa colors. Okay, they go for the immediate face punch with that. In that case, we'll go ahead and discard. We're not going to get the first chapter. It's not worth it. It won't remove pretty much anything that the opponent's doing right now, which is not helpful. Alright. A Sunset Revelry is pretty nice. We won't be able to play this Kroxa and Kunoros yet. Opponent is going to Terra Sunder our yeah, we play out this, I think, And maybe just play out this. We could Sunset Reverie, but it's not going to draw us a card or anything, so I think this is fine. And we could give it haste for 1 mana, but I don't think it's worth. Go ahead, end turn. This will help fill our graveyard even more, which is kind of nice. Wow, they do not have the Atraxa yet. They've drawn a few times, but we're actually further in our library thanks to that one tick off of the Elder Dragon War. Now they've matched us. Go ahead, put that in our graveyard. Fine with us. Another Kroxa and Kunoros. That is nice. I think what we'll go ahead here do is Sunset Reverie. Sunset Reverie. Auto pay. I guess we're gonna lose some life here. It's fine, we'll gain 4, create 2 dorks, and then we could shoot down their crew creature and put some things in our graveyard. Let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. Actually, it doesn't really matter. Target player, damage, auto pay. Don't think we really want this Iganjo, so we can get rid of 1, 2, and then go ahead and... Opponent does not fizzle our spell, which is nice. Another Kroxa. Oh my goodness, so many Kroxas. Now our graveyard is super full, which is good. So we can go ahead and fill it up, or exile a bunch of non-important things to go ahead and reanimate. That is a little bit worrying. If we top deck into Invasion Tolvada, we could return a Portal to Phyrexia, but they could crew their Bankbuster so they don't end up sacrificing their Atraxa. But we can reanimate our own Atraxa in response to, or with our Kroxa and Kunoros. But they can just go for the throat it, which is annoying. Let's see. I think we'll go ahead. At least we're playing Kroxa and Kunoros. That's the goal here. Enter the battlefield. Now, what do we want to reanimate is the question. This goes, this goes, this goes, and then we have to choose a few other things. There's one. All right, what is the thing that we care the least amount about? Another Kroxa and Kunoros. We don't need that. I think honestly, the gamble here might be just pick up a Tali and see if we can find something worthwhile. Our opponent's presumably playing big things, so a Tali might actually be quite worthwhile. A Atraxa would fill up our hand, but they would instantly remove it. So this has potential to cascade into good value. We're gonna gamble. Here's the gamble. We gambled into a Topiary Stomper, which is cool, and then a Tali. So we get a reroll on our free spell. We get a Tali in the graveyard, which is not too bad. Oh my god. Yes! Yes, yes, yes! Alright, we're gonna go ahead and select Mishra's command second. Target creature gains haste, and target player creature. Sure, this one. That one actually is a really good pick because we'll actually be able to mill libraries. So we'll actually be able to attack in. We'll take your Atraxa. Oh my goodness, this Atali was genius. How did I know that it was gonna go so brilliantly? Oh, whoops, I picked up 2 Atraxas. That's actually embarrassing. Oh, we put it in their graveyard as well. Choose up to 4. We will take a battle. A sorcery. Sure. And then a non-pain white land would be good. And then we get another Atraxa trigger. Evasion Tolvada would be nice. Removal would be also very cool. Artifact, creature, enchantment, and land, sure. That's a pretty good hand. Give that haste. Give that. Search up a basic land. We have 0 of them because I've I've removed them greedily. And then we'll go ahead, why not, give Atraxa haste. And deal X damage. Firm. Target creature deal X damage to that one. Target creature to give haste. This one. Go ahead. Good stuff. We will be able to get a Kroxa reanimation trigger here off. So we'll be able to reanimate again. Oh my goodness, this is a glorious second game. I couldn't have asked for anything better. Alright, what do we not need here? We do not need these because we're not going to be able to return any of them. Land in the graveyard's not bad, or like it's not good, but not. It's something that we can still target with the invasion of Tolvada, worst comes to worst. You know, another Atali always feels good, you know, just free spells. Oh my goodness. Oh yes, we get a Archaea and we get a go for the throat. Let's go ahead and destroy this. I'm surprised our opponent did not cast a removal. Well, I chose to remove their try to go for the removal on their Atraxa because I was hoping they would be unblocked, but it'll be fine. And then we can go ahead. You gain 2 life or 3 life. Opponent loses 3. And then discard 4 cards. Oh boy. Elder Dragon War is probably not too important. This land can go. This creature can go. This Fable probably can go. That's 4. Alright. We got a non-legendary creature sweeper with our invasion of Tolvada. Or sorry, Fiora here. We also have Kaya, which Kaya, if we -3, we can exile target creature or enchantment. If it wasn't an aura, create a token copy of that, except it's a 1/1 white spirit creature with flying in addition to its other types. So we can, if they play out like an Atraxa, we can -3 our Kaya, and then we will go ahead and get ourselves a 1/1 copy of their Atraxa, and we'll get the ETB, which is awesome. Same thing applies to if they do play out their Titan of Industry, so you can see they're kind of hesitant about what they're going to be doing here. That is very good for us. That is very fine with us because we can go ahead and reanimate it again with Kroxa and Kunoros. Tear Asunder, that is a little less cool, but we will deal with it. Kaya should live here, and we can just take it up next turn, and we can, like, Invasion of Tolvada, back a, ooh, that's not bad. We'll take that. I think what we'll go ahead and do, opponent loses 3 life, we gain 3. And, how much mana does this leave us with? Doesn't leave us with much, but we have a go for the throat up, which is cool. So we'll go ahead, Invasion of Tolvada, return Portal to Phyrexia at this point, because then we can start returning things every single turn, and that is crazy. That means the opponent's going to have a lot of trouble dealing with us over the course of the game. I'm going to actually just play out the Phyrexian Fleshgorger here. If it dies, it goes to the graveyard, we return it. It's whatever. You know, the graveyards are second hand, so please don't farewell us, opponent. We do have Kaya and our battles, which will dodge farewells. You know, if I used half of my brain cells, I would have potentially realized that they would have just removed it there, but it's fine. It is absolutely fine because we can go ahead and repeat the same process to our opponent when we minus our Kaya here, which should be a lot of fun. And we can just portal if we want. Because I think we now have enough mana, but first, give me a little Titan action, please. Thank you. Alright, destroy your Bank Buster. Bank Buster. I don't just want to Kroxa and Kunoros, I'm not gonna lie. Seems a little bit more fun at this point. We can get rid of like 1,000,000 lands, they're not very useful, right? And return ourselves. Oh wait, I forgot to exile one more thing. Let's get rid of the Elder Dragon War. Okay, what do we want to return? I think we'll go ahead and get an Atali. Free spells are fun. We don't need to draw more at this point. We do not have any basic lands, so this is again kind of funny, but we will deal with that. Will we mill ourselves? We're down to 13 cards, so we have to be careful here. Path to Peril. They cleave the Path to Peril. That's fine. Think we'll just be ticking up Kai here to remove our opponent's life total. No, we will not be drawing. How about you do this for us, opponent? Bleed. And then we'll go ahead, play out a Portal to Phyrexia. And we'll be returning creatures very soon. Titan of Industry, they get our Portal. But we can go for the Throat It, or, well, we can Invasion Fiora and go for the Throat It. Or even better yet, we can play the ultimate prank on them and say, psych, it's back. Portal has returned. I'm inevitable. I am Thanos. And tick up. We just want to work away at our opponent's life total as fast as possible here. Play out this Invasion of Fiora just so we have it. Choose options. Choose one or both. Destroy all legendary creatures. Sounds good. Our Kiki Jiki survives. And our opponent finally surrenders. Okay, that was a 13-minute slugfest of just high-cost spells. This standard is interesting, to say the least. I hope you found it at least enjoyable. Let's see, can we replicate that? I guess one thing I've learned from that one game is Breach of the Multiverse would be a really smart spell to put in a Kroxa and Kunoros deck. I don't know why it didn't occur to me, but if you're going to build one, put in Atali, Kroxa and Kunoros, and Breach the Multiverse. Put those in a deck and smile. It'll be great. An Invasion of Tolvada is not bad either. Alright. Sunset Revelry. Opponent's going first here. They got the City of Brass avatar. So, no idea what they're up to. Red Dragon. Maybe they are. Nope. No. Not mono blue, please. Anything but mono blue. Oh gosh, it is the most Sag kind of mono blue. It's the Simic. It's Simic Ivy Rot Priest nonsense. That is it's not ideal for us. Because we do not have any removal in hand. Combat Research, draw a card. This gets Ward. Or no, it's not legendary, so it doesn't get Ward. It doesn't get +1. But they just draw a bunch. A bunch of cards. They have 2 mana open, so they can counter spells. So maybe are they just control, or do they not find their green lands? I am curious. Perhaps they are not. They are blue birds. Maybe they're just a blue birds deck. Alright, we will be able to discard some things, so we probably will get rid of the Fleshgorger and the Atraxa. Don't know if we'll be playing out a Sunset Revelry here. Depends on what we draw into. Opponent, 3 mana open. They could be playing like bounce spells. Oh, Toxic. It's a surprise mono blue Toxic with a Aspirant's Ascent. Now I think they're probably Simic. They just haven't found their green sources. Oh my goodness. You chill, opponent. We really do need to get one of our lifelinkers onto the battlefield quickly, though. Yeah, they are Simic. They just... Oh my goodness. I feel kind of bad for our opponent at this point. Not finding any... I'm talking any of their green sources. I shouldn't feel too bad. They're already like 40 or 16 cards deep. Discard this, discard this. Definitely not going to be able to play out our Atraxa anytime soon. I think what we'll go ahead and do here is attack with our Shaman. I don't know if playing out this Elder Dragon War is super worth it, but I would like to fill my graveyard so I can reanimate with our Kroxa and Kunoros, so we'll try it. We could potentially down their Storm Tracer Drake if they do not counter it. The alternative is we play out Sunset Revelry, we gain some life. And it goes to our graveyard, which is nice. But this still goes to our graveyard, so we'll go for it. We will be at risk of dying next turn. If they find like a green spell, or sorry, a green source, they could Tyvar stand for like X is 5 or something, or X is 4. Slip out the back, that was kind of expected. It kind of does miss. In that case, we'll go ahead, discard any number of cards. Ooh, that fills up our graveyard. Not quite enough, right? So that gives us to 5 cards. We really need 6 cards. We're going to count on this goblin surviving a turn or us drawing into a land. It's a tapped land. We do have Invasion of Tolvada, though. Do we die to poison now, though? Gleeful Spell Thief, that is terrifying. Please spare me, opponent. Security Bypass. So now they are conniving with their Ledger Shredder. It's Simic birds. I'm assuming they probably have some Rock Priests in here, but so far, all flyers. Invasion of Fiora could do some work here. Just choose everything. Ouch. Not bad. We get to draw, connive. Their Storm Chaser Drake is going to get bigger. I think our best bet here is to play out Kroxa. Though they could phase out our Krox, or like our creature, which would be problematic. How many cards in the graveyard? That should be enough to go ahead and reanimate our... yeah, I think this is... I'm going to do this. The options are like Invasion of Fiora, or we could just Invasion of Tolvada, but I do like the idea that we get 2 cards out of this. Go ahead, exile all this. Don't really need a second Kroxa and Kunoros in play, I think, so we should be fine to go ahead and do this. Kroxa and Kunoros, battle. That's a good spell. That's a good creature. That's a nice enchantment. And do we want Sokazon, or let's go for a Shattered Sanctum. Could help. Attackers. As much as I would like to attack with this, I will. I was gonna say probably shouldn't, but at the same time, we don't have much to lose here. The opponent blocks with Lethal Spell Thief. Black Cleaves Cliffs, that can go, and a Tali, we could potentially just discard that and then reanimate it for the cheaps. Sounds good to me. We do have 2 invasions of Tolvada. It's pretty huge. Also got Kroxa going, so if we can fill up our graveyard even more with like a Mishra's command, we might be able to just free reanimate as well. Rot Priest, oh no, please don't have March of Swirling Mist, otherwise this is just game. Do they have March of Swirling Mist? Because that's 4 creatures, and then that's 8 poison counters. No, they don't have 2 Rot Priests. So they have another Rot Priest, or just like another spell. Okay. We are dead. They can attack with a Storm Chaser Drake, and it will be unblocked because it has security bypass, which says when you attack alone. Can I leave? Well, okay, whatever. I was gonna show it off, but the game took a little while there to open up the Sea Battlefield option. But yeah, that was done deal. I do think this deck, as it's currently built, is a little bit too early weighted. Or not, sorry, early weighted. Not early enough weighted. We have a lot of late game action, and we don't have necessarily the best early game responses. Well, we could use more, is my point. We have 3 Go for the Throats, 3 Mishra's commands, but we don't seem to be drawing into them when we need them. Mono white, farmhand, that's not really a Go for the Throat target. Okay. That is... This hand is... We really need to top deck something. This was potentially a terrible keep. I do think instant and sorceries work pretty well with Kroxa and Kunoros because they just... Great way of filling your graveyard. Do they have the angel? Nope, it's a wedding announcement. Okay, well... maybe we need some destroy evils. Okay, you could probably go down to 2 Kroxa and Kunoros because somehow we seem to draw into like 2 of them every single game, which is interesting. Uh, this is not going well at all. Not at all. There we go, there's something we can play. Go ahead and play that out. They're gonna probably just exile it because white has like 75% exile removal, so that is also really bad for us. Um, we really need to draw into draw discard. Maybe we don't have enough of that. Yeah, sorry this deck seems to be a bit of a mess at the moment. I do not really intend to release such a messy deck, but today I've been kind of busy. I realize that is an excuse that I've used multiple times, but daily videos are sometimes a bit of a challenge. I do like trying to push myself though to be creative every single day, or try something new every single day. I don't know if you can call all the videos I make creative. Well, we should have killed the Mondrak, but at this point I'm kind of like mentally checked out because I think we're just done unless we can find our invasion of Fiora. Which I don't know if we'll find. If we top deck it, I celebrate. If we don't top deck it, I'm sad. Ooh. Uh, I mean, we can just play out Kroxa and Kunoros. We don't need to use the exile feature. It is still a 6/6 Vigilance Menace lifelink creature, which isn't that bad. The trigger just goes to waste. Time to test. How good is the body of Kroxa and Kunoros? Lay down arms, the Kroxa and Kunoros. Okay, well, I think we're pretty much dead on board. They have next turn we're dead, and we would have had to top deck the sweeper. And even if we didn't top deck, it did top deck the sweeper. They could keep their planeswalker and their Mondrak. So, holy moly! I don't think this deck is like fundamentally this bad, but I think we're getting slightly unlucky. But I definitely do think there's room for improvement. Cut down. Okay, so we have cut down. We have early game action. We have a Fable for turn 3, so we have something turn 1, turn 3. We have a reanimation thing, which is good. I'm just gonna cut down that because if they are actually genuinely playing Toxic, don't really want to pick up any Toxic points right now. Looks like they might actually genuinely be playing a Toxic deck. Because Golgari. It could also just be Golgari Phyrexians. Guess we will find out. Go ahead, get rid of this, get rid of this. Don't need 2 invasion of Tolvadas. Alright. I think we have less cards than them, so we will draw a card. We already down life, which is fine. Boom. Alright, so we just need a little more draw this card. And our opponent concedes. Stuck on 2 lands, I guess. That is a little disappointing. But that is an actual decent start there. Like, that is a game we could have won. Well, obviously would have had a very good chance of winning that because our opponent uh, was stuck on 2 lands there for a turn. But I feel like they could have at least waited one more turn, you know? Alright, this hand's bad because we can't even play the Phyrexian Fleshgorger. Go ahead, keep this. Go ahead and put back Kroxa and Kunoros. We'll probably draw into 5 of them before the game's over. Luxor Giada's Gift. Now that is exciting. I like that. So if it's paired with a Liliana, I'm going to be sad. Opponent got a Mirix. That's smart. Something to toy with. I don't like that.
Nobody knows
Opponent, I
domination.
thought we were friends.
One of your friends has to leave.
We'll discard this and this. And roll into oh, this is awkward. What is the right move? Oh, we can remove their planeswalker with this, and then we can draw discard. Damage to planeswalker, draw discard. 1, 2, 3 damage to the planeswalker. Sure, target player. We want to draw discard. There we go. We're using the Mishra's command like I hoped. Yay! Finally. Yeah, I think we'll just discard all that. Sweet. Not bad.
Fine, I'll take
We are
myself if you leave.
approaching Kroxa and Kunoros, which could return a Phyrexian Fleshgorger. Go ahead, play out the Black Cleaves Glyphs because it comes in. Actually, no, we'll play out the Phyrexian Fleshgorger. We hopefully hit another thing into our graveyard here. Hopefully our opponent will remove something like the Reflection of Kiki Jiki, because then we can exile it with the Kroxa and Kunoros, and instead of the Portals of Phyrexia. There we go, it goes to the graveyard. Opponent obliged. Thank you so much, opponent. And then we can go ahead and get a. We're gonna get 2 creatures for 1. Insane, insane value. Do 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 do. Yep. Go ahead, draw a card. Kroxa and Kunoros says hi. Thank you for filling my graveyard. Exile, 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 exile. And then what is the last thing we're gonna exile? We could probably get rid of a Phyrexian Fleshgorger. And then return a Phyrexian Fleshgorger. Boom. Okay. That is quite a lot of damage our opponent is facing without a sweeper or a set of removal spells. We can't return anything with Kroxa again next turn. Okay, they do have a sweeper. I think we'll hold up maybe one of these lands. And let's go ahead, swing in, get our damage. Gain our life. It's a pretty good amount of life now. I'm going to hold up these lands just in case we want to discard one of them. Don't think having 8 lands versus 7 lands next turn will make a huge difference, especially since our opponent's about to blow everything up. Thank you, opponent, for, I guess, filling our graveyard again. And making my move even smarter than it was intended to be. I really was just holding the lands for the Fable, but I forgot they were in a sweep. But it turned out to be a good idea regardless, because they're going to blow up the land if we played it, so. We get to return a creature next turn. And, yeah. That'll be cool. Our turn. Phyrexian Fleshgorger seems like a pretty good creature. Kroxa and Kunoros, not bad. I guess we could play this out. We don't have anything to really, like, pair with it, again. Just a dead trigger. It's still a big body. This is lethal on board if our opponent does not respond to it. We could also flip Invasion of Tolvada if our opponent goes ahead and removes one of them, and then we will have another sort of inevitability if our opponent isn't running Farewell, because Farewell makes you say goodbye to your hopes and dreams, as well as your artifacts and enchantments, which would be the backside of Invasion of Tolvada and Portal to Phyrexia. This becomes the Broken Sky, where you get like a creature at the beginning of at the end of each of your turn. Again, nothing here. Okay, well, I guess we'll play out a land. Go ahead, flip our Invasion of Tolvada. I'm not going to be killing our opponent anytime soon, but this at least gets us some sort of, board widening for 0 mana each turn. Super cool enchantment if you can flip it. Not trying to block the opponent's side of the board, but yeah. Creature tokens get +1/+0 and have lifelink, and you create a 1/1 white black spirit creature token with fair.
A whole legion of enemies. I love
We're gonna +2 here just in case our opponent.
I've done my research.
Well, I was thinking about +2ing, but instead I was like, you know what? It's actually a good idea to draw 2, because if they remove the Kaya somehow, at least we have something to go. I hate you, opponent. I will be frank. I hate you. Karn Silex. Destroy everything. Ha ha ha. You're gonna draw and then scry, which is interesting.
Gotta think on my feet.
Okay. Don't think we play anything out here. We will just go ahead pass turn. Because if we do play anything out here, they're just gonna blow it up with Karn Silex. Detonate it for 7, that is fine. And then we can go ahead, mill this. We can return the Kaya to our hand, and then we can also create these 2/2s, which seems pretty decent. For all of the plans that we have, we'll go ahead and play Kaya first. And then, the first thing we'll do with Kaya is we'll actually go ahead and +2, +2. So we can start killing our opponent here. And you know what? Go ahead, play out a Phyrexian Fleshgorger for 3. Opponent has no enchantments here, or sorry, artifacts here, so they could go ahead and farewell again, but then we keep our Kaya and we can just take it up and potentially kill our opponent that way, which is kind of the game plan if our opponent's going to be a knob about things. Yep, appears we have a knob on our hands. Okay, now that I say that, that sounds yeah, it's whatever. It's fine. Everything's fine. I probably shouldn't have played that out. I probably should have held off with some of the things I played out, because if they have another farewell at this point, things would be getting a little ugly. Farewell 1, farewell 2, farewell 3, farewell 4. Fair enough. I respect an opponent. Have a nice day. Oh my goodness. All right, well, I think that's what we're going to call it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, perhaps you'll enjoy yesterday's video where we played another sort of reanimator deck, but we played with Breach of the Multiverse. It was a ton of fun. We were doing it in Rakdos colors. We were using Hellraiser, though, to hopefully get some extra free spells out. The deck was called Hellbreach. It was a ton of fun, so if you enjoyed this video, consider checking it out. It should be about on the screen now. Have a nice morning, evening, day, night, wherever and whenever you're watching. Ciao.